Breaking news from the Bronx. Yankees third baseman Oswaldo Cabrera had to be taken off the field in an ambulance after suffering a serious injury to his left ankle during Monday night's 11-5 win over Seattle Mariners. What seemed like just another routine victory at Yankee Stadium quickly turned into a moment of absolute tension for both fans and the team. Now, Cabrera's immediate future is clouded in uncertainty, and the Yankees may be forced to make crucial decisions about the roster in the coming days. Cabrera was injured while trying to reach home plate on a sacrifice fly from Aaron Judge in the bottom of the ninth, with the game essentially decided. He sprinted at full speed to score the final run of the night, but what appeared to be routine play quickly turned into a medical emergency. His slide was awkward and Cabrera fell hard, twisting his left ankle. He immediately writhed in pain as team medical staff rushed to his side, while the Yankee Stadium crowd held its breath, waiting for an explanation. Cabrera remained on the ground for several minutes while multiple medical professionals attended to him. The seriousness of the injury became clear when his leg was placed in a splint and he was stretchered off into an ambulance. Manager Aaron Boone, speaking after the game, didn't sugarcoat the situation, confirming how serious it was. "I think everyone understands the gravity of it," Boone said, visibly concerned. "We're praying for our guy tonight. We hope he's okay and that he can recover quickly." As of now, there is no official diagnosis on the extent of the injury, but internal sources suggest Cabrera's ankle may require a significant recovery period. That casts a major shadow still playing at a high level for upcoming games this season. If you're a Yankees fan and want the real story behind the scenes, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you won't miss a single detail, because every moment matters, and we're here to bring you the news first with the context you deserve. Cabrera, a fan favorite among teammates and supporters alike, had been gaining more and more attention since becoming the regular third baseman. Now in his fourth MLB season, after years of grinding and adapting, he had finally secured his place in the lineup. Batting .243 with 1 home run and 12 RBIs, Cabrera was more than just a defensive piece. His bat and his commitment to the team had made him one of the foundational players this season. Beyond the stats, Cabrera brought consistency and stepped up in big moments, and his dedication didn't go unnoticed in the Yankees clubhouse. Aaron Judge, the Yankees captain, spoke about the incident in a post-game interview and shared a moment that underscored just how valued Cabrera is in the locker room. According to Judge, even while lying on the ground in pain and waiting for medical assistance, Cabrera looked at him and, with a smile, asked, "Did I score?" That simple, direct question reflected Cabrera's devotion to the team, putting victory above personal pain. It shows the kind of guy he is. Judge said, clearly emotional, even in that much pain. What mattered most to him was whether the team scored that last run. Throughout the season, Cabrera has proven himself to be a player who truly cares about the team as a whole. He's the kind of athlete who, when he puts on a Yankees uniform, wears the soul of the franchise with it. His attitude on and off the field represents the kind of mindset the Yankees have always valued. Fight until the last second, no matter the adversity. To his teammates, this injury is more than just a loss of a player. It's the loss of someone who brought positivity to the locker room and embodied the grit that defines the franchise. With the season in full swing, the Yankees can't afford to lose a player like Cabrera. Even with some inconsistency from other roster members, he had been a constant presence, and his absence could significantly affect the team's chemistry. Right now, the hope is that the upcoming medical tests will offer more clarity on the severity of the injury and a possible recovery timeline. But in the current scenario, the Yankees might need to quickly adjust their strategy to offset the loss. What remains to be seen now is how the Yankees will respond. With Cabrera out, will the team look for a replacement on the trade market or rely on internal options? DJ LeMahieu, still working his way back from past injuries, could be a candidate, but he too is trying to find his rhythm. Anthony Volpe has shown promise, but he's still young, and adapting to a larger role might be a risky move. The answer may come soon, as the Yankees look to minimize the impact of the setback. In an ideal world, Cabrera would return quickly, but if that's not possible, the pressure on the rest of the roster will only increase. Moreover, the seriousness of the injury might force the Yankees to reevaluate their strategy for the season. They may need to rethink their options at third base, whether by bringing a replacement or leaning on in-house alternatives. In a year this competitive, where the battle for a playoff spot promises to be intense, losing a player like Cabrera at such a pivotal moment could be a major challenge. The truth is, every game and every roster move could be decisive for the Yankees as they chase glory this season. The big question now is, how long will the Yankees be without Cabrera? The answer could be the key to defining the fate of the 2025 season. And what about you, fan? How do you think the team should respond to this injury? Can the roster stay strong without him, or will the team need to make a bold move? Leave your comment below and share your opinion with us. Oswaldo Cabrera's injury, which forced him to be taken off the field in an ambulance, was not just a heavy blow for the player himself, but also for the entire dynamic of the New York Yankees. Cabrera, with his energy and dedication, had become one of the pillars of the team, and his absence now creates a difficult gap to fill, especially when it comes to such a critical position like third base. However, given the severity of the situation, the Yankees are now facing a difficult but necessary decision. Is it time to act in the trade market to secure a high-impact reinforcement? Cabrera, although not one of the team's biggest stars in terms of numbers, always brought more to the Yankees than just his on-field performance. His .243 batting average was modest, but his presence on the field was something that transcended statistics. He wasn't just reliable. He was a player whose impact in the locker room couldn't be underestimated. In a moment of crisis like this, his attitude while leaving the field, only concerned about whether he'd score a run, reflected the kind of leader he was. That culture of commitment and unity was a foundation of what made the Yankees the Yankees. He embodied the spirit of the team, and the squad will feel his absence. But while Cabrera's loss is undoubtedly emotional, the reality is that it exposes a long-standing flaw in the Yankees' roster construction: the lack of a solid, consistent presence at third base. As much as Cabrera worked hard to take on that role, his injury has made it clear that the team needs something more substantial. It's not just about keeping the team competitive. It's about ensuring the roster is built to reach the top and win the World Series. And for that, the Yankees will need elite-level production at third base. Despite still playing at a high level, the solution seems to lie in a name that, until recently, wasn't even considered priority: Nolan Arenado, the star of the St. Louis Cardinals. Just a few weeks ago, Arenado's name wasn't being mentioned in trade discussions, and many speculated that the Cardinals were content to keep him as a cornerstone of their roster. After all, Arenado has been a force both offensively and defensively. He's considered one of the best defenders in MLB and carries one of the most feared bats in the game. For the Yankees, who are struggling to secure elite production at third base, he seems like the perfect answer to their problem. Bob Nightingale of USA Today recently revealed that the Cardinals had been receiving calls about Arenado, indicating that a trade wasn't even on the Yankees' radar. They didn't seem too willing to engage in a high-cost move, especially with other challenges already on their plate. However, the Yankees' situation has drastically changed with Cabrera's injury. The lack of offensive production at third, combined with the pressure to keep chasing the World Series, might be the driving force behind a decision to go after Arenado. Still, it's important to note that trading for Arenado wouldn't be simple. He's not a cheap player, and the Yankees would have to give up valuable assets to bring him in. Moreover, the transaction would need to be carefully negotiated, as Arenado's value on the market is only going up, given his stellar performance and ability to elevate any team around him. If the Yankees truly decide to take this step, they'll need to be prepared to sacrifice whatever it takes to make the deal happen. While the trade market continues to take shape, there's another crucial factor in play: the return of DJ LeMahieu. The longtime veteran is set to rejoin the team, which would normally be good news for the Yankees. However, he's not without his own issues. LeMahieu is expected to fill in at second base due to the absence of Jazz Chisholm Jr., and manager Aaron Boone has already stated that LeMahieu won't be available to play every day. This limits the impact of his return, and it's precisely here that Cabrera's absence becomes even more critical. The Yankees will need to find a quick solution at third base, something that, while LeMahieu might help with, doesn't fully solve the issue. Amid all this, the figure of Nolan Arenado stands out as a solution. With his unmatched defensive ability and offensive firepower, Arenado could be exactly what the Yankees need to strengthen the roster and stay in the fight for the World Series. The question now is, will the Yankees actually make a trade offer for him, or will they simply try to patch up third base with LeMahieu and other internal options? The team has clear aspirations this season. The World Series isn't just a goal, it's an expectation. To achieve it, the Yankees need an unbeatable roster, and third base has long been a position that's lacked consistent production. Cabrera's injury has only highlighted that need. So, it's not just a matter of finding a temporary replacement. It's about securing a player who can elevate the team's level and ultimately help bring home the trophy. The Yankees now have a unique opportunity to acquire an elite player like Arenado, and the window to make that decision is short. The trade market is heating up, and teams are getting ready to make deals before the deadline. If the Yankees don't move quickly, they could miss a chance to bring one of the league's top talents to their roster. And with that, the big question arises, will the Yankees take the risk and trade for Arenado? They already have the motivation, and the moment is now. Or will they look within the roster to cover third base and try to overcome Cabrera's loss in another way? Stay tuned, because the answer may come sooner than expected. In the next videos, we'll keep a close eye on this saga and see how the Yankees handle the decisions ahead. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The future of the Yankees is about to be decided, and you won't want to miss a second of this story.